Hello and welcome back to Joe's Math Tools. In our session today, we're converting a decimal number in the hundredths position into degrees. And if you're ready, let's get started. In our first example, we're going to be converting 1700ths into degrees. Now, the one thing you must remember that whenever you are converting a number into degrees, remember that you are multiplying that number to a revolution. And remember that a revolution measures 360 degrees. So we're multiplying our decimal number 1700 times 360 degrees. Now with multiplication, remember that multiplication is a commutative number, which means it doesn't matter which of these numbers I decide to multiply by, where I decide to put the 360 at the top or the 1700s at the bottom. Remember that overall our answer will still work out to the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to be multiplying by 360 today. So 0 times 7 is going to be 0, 0 times 1 is 0, and 0 times 0 is 0. So we're going to add in another 0 and begin multiplying by our 6. 6 times 7 is 42. We'll put our 2, carry the 4. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 4 will be 10. We'll put our 0, carry the 1. 6 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 1 is 1. So to multiply our 3, we're going to add in 2 zeros first. Remember to always cross off all of the old numbers before you begin multiplying. So 3 times 7 is 21. We'll put our 1, carry our 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 will give us 5. And 3 times 0 is 0. So let's sum our numbers together. 0 plus zeros will be 0. 2 plus 0 will give us 2. 1 plus zeros will give us 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, and you can bring down the 0 or leave it off. It's your choice. So now to add in our decimal point, let's go back to our numbers, counting how many digits are behind the decimal point. So in 1700ths, we have 2 digits behind the decimal point. In 360 degrees, there are no digits behind the decimal point. So in total, we should have 2 digits behind our decimal point. So we'll count 1, 2, add in our decimal point, and 1700ths in degrees will be 61.2 degrees. Okay, so let's try a second example. So you can feel free to pause the video, convert 2100ths into degrees, and then unpause it to see if I got the exact same answer that you did. Okay, so let's begin our multiplication. Again, remember that our 2100ths is being multiplied to our revolution, which is 360 degrees. So 2100ths times 360 degrees. 1 times 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 0 will give us 0. We'd add in our 0 and begin multiplying by our 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. We'll put our 2, carry the 1. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 1 will bring down our 1. So we're going to add in 2 zeros now and begin multiplying by our 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 0 is 0. So let's sum our numbers together. 0 plus zeros is 0. 6 plus zeros is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1 plus 6 is 7, and we'll bring down our 0. So going back to our numbers again, remember we still have to input our decimal point. So 2 digits behind the decimal point in 2100ths. No digits behind the decimal point in 360. And in total, we're going to have 2 digits behind our decimal point. So we'll count 1, 2, add in our decimal point, and our 2100ths in degrees is 75.6 degrees. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that this video is very simple and easy for you to follow along. Remember to convert your decimal number into degrees. You just multiply to a revolution, which is 360 degrees. And once you've multiplied your numbers correctly, you will be able to convert these numbers into degrees. And until next time, this is Jules Math Tools, where we make math easy.